My in-laws went into my 8-year-old's room while we were out, bagged up her favorite clothes, and threw them away because Emma looks like trailer trash. 2 weeks later, a letter from me blew their world apart. I was setting the table when Emma ran in. "Mom, my clothes, they're all gone." Behind her, my mother-in-law Patricia smirked. "If she wants those rags, she can dig in the trash. That's where poor kids shop." Her cousin Bella snorted. "Good, she won't embarrass us anymore." In that moment, something in me cracked and stayed that way. If you were me, what would you do? Tell me in the comments, and subscribe if you want to hear how one letter destroyed them. I didn't grow up thinking I'd ever be the villain in my in-laws' story. I grew up just trying to keep the lights on. I was the kid who learned to count with overdue bills on the kitchen table. My mom worked double shifts as a nurse's aide. My dad stocked shelves at night. We weren't tragic, just tired. There was always food, but it was never fancy. Clothes came from clearance racks and whatever my cousin outgrew. If something broke, we made it work. You know that phrase? It sounds cute until it's your whole life. So I did the only thing that made sense. I worked. I studied like my future depended on it because, honestly, it did. Weekends, holidays, every shift nobody wanted, I took it. I wasn't dreaming of mansions or yachts. I just wanted a life where my heart didn't sink every time the mail came. Fast forward a few years, I'm in my 20s, exhausted but proud, working at a mid-sized company. Not glamorous, but stable. That's where I met Adam. He wasn't my boss at first, just the nice guy upstairs with too many meetings and not enough sleep. Tall, quiet, always holding a coffee like it was the only thing keeping him upright. I didn't know his last name at first. I didn't know his family owned the company. I just thought, finally, someone who looks as tired as I feel. When I did find out who he was, it felt complicated. His parents, Robert and Patricia, were old money pretending they invented money. Their pictures were on the walls, their names were in the building, and their expectations were written in the air. People walked softer when they were around. And then there was me. Girl from the wrong zip code, public school, scholarship kid, still paying off student loans. I wasn't exactly the daughter-in-law they'd pictured. The first time Patricia heard about me, she supposedly said, "You sleep with girls like that. You don't marry them." Girls like that. She didn't even know my last name. She didn't care. To her, I was a category. Wrong background, wrong vibe, wrong everything. When someone told me what she'd said, I laughed it off like it bounced. It didn't. It stuck. But I loved her son, and he loved me. And at that age, you think love can fix people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Adam and I got serious. Office gossip got loud. HR suddenly remembered policies. So they moved me to another department, like they were scrubbing a stain off the glass. I wasn't fired, just relocated. Everyone smiled, but the message was clear. I didn't belong near him in public. Still, we got married. A small wedding, nothing outrageous, but beautiful in the ways that actually count. My family cried happy tears. His family mostly cried because, in their words, he married down. Patricia wore white to my wedding, by the way. That tells you everything. Here's where I made the mistake I still want to shake my younger self for. We moved into his parents' house. On paper, it sounded smart. "We'll stay there for a year, save up, get ahead," Adam said. And financially, he wasn't wrong. No rent, no utilities, help with childcare when we had kids. Plus, a tiny hopeful part of me thought, maybe if they see I'm kind, respectful, hardworking, they'll warm up. Maybe I can prove I'm not what they think I am. If you're watching this and screaming, "Don't do it," trust me, I wish I could go back in time and subscribe to your channel. From the moment I rolled my suitcase over their perfect marble floor, I stopped being a person. I became an offense. A problem they had to tolerate because their son was being emotional. My cooking was too heavy. My clothes were a little cheap looking. My laugh was a bit loud for this neighborhood. Patricia would say things like, "Where I'm from, women don't talk at the dinner table more than the men." Or, "In this family, we value elegance." And then she'd glance at my department store blouse like it was an insult. Robert would joke, "Hey, Adam, remember when you used to date women who looked expensive?" And then clap him on the back like he'd said something charming. I'd smile tight and pretend it didn't land. Spoiler, it landed. That's the thing about subtle cruelty. It's like water dripping on stone. You tell yourself you're fine, you tell yourself you're strong, but day after day, pieces of you wear away. And yet, I stayed. I told myself, it's temporary. We're saving, we're building, it'll be worth it. I had no idea that the same house I moved into to build a future would be the place where I'd watch them tear my daughter's self-worth to shreds. And if you think what they said to me was bad, wait until you hear what they did to her. If this already has you angry for me, hit like so this story reaches more people. And tell me in the comments, would you have moved in with them, or would you have run the other way? By the time our daughter Emma was born, the mask had slipped completely. You'd think a new baby might soften people, right? Make them gentler, kinder? No, in that house, Emma wasn't a grandchild. She was a ranking, and she came in second. First place was already taken by Bella, my sister-in-law Megan's daughter. Bella had the princess bedroom with the chandelier, custom curtains, and a wall of dolls that probably cost more than my first car. Private dance classes, designer outfits, birthday parties that looked like movie sets. Every time she twirled, the adults clapped like she was made of gold. Emma, on the other hand, got the old maid's room. Literally. It was a tiny space off the laundry room with one narrow window and a sagging shelf. Patricia approved. When I suggested adding a bookcase or some bright posters, Patricia said, "We don't want to clutter the help's hallway." The help. That's where my daughter slept. If Bella wanted something, people ran. If Emma wanted something, she was spoiled or demanding. If Bella cried, it was a crisis. If Emma cried, Patricia would roll her eyes and say, "Here we go again." Sensitive, just like her mother. And then there were Emma's clothes. We didn't dress her in designer labels. We dressed her in what made her happy. Yellow sundresses, jeans with little stars on the pockets, sweaters with stitched flowers. Was it expensive? No. Was it cute? Adorable. More importantly, she loved them. She'd spin in front of the mirror and say, "Mom, I look like sunshine." That's how an 8-year-old should feel. Apparently feeling like sunshine was offensive in that house. It started with comments. Bella would look Emma up and down and say, "Why does your dress look like it's from the grocery store?" Megan would laugh and add, "Well, not everyone can afford taste." Patricia would sigh and tell me, "In this family, we have a certain image to maintain. People talk." I didn't pick a fight. I picked my daughter up. I told her she looked perfect. But every comment chipped away at her confidence. I could see it. The way she hesitated before getting dressed, the way she asked, "Is this okay?" instead of, "Do you like this?" Then came the day everything snapped. I was in the kitchen, setting the table for dinner. Emma was upstairs playing. The house was unusually quiet, that weird, heavy quiet that makes the hair on your arms stand up. 10 minutes later, I heard small footsteps pounding down the hallway. Emma burst into the dining room, eyes wide, breathing like she'd been chased. "Mom!" Her voice cracked. "They're gone." I put down the plates. "What's gone, baby?" She swallowed hard. "All my clothes, my yellow dress, my flower sweater, my jeans, everything. They're just gone." That silence, the one where everyone already knows something you don't, it dropped over the room like a curtain. Patricia and Robert were already sitting at the table, wearing these tight, satisfied smiles. Megan was scrolling through her phone. Bella was swinging her sparkly shoes under the chair, bored. "What do you mean everything?" I asked Emma, keeping my voice calm for her sake. She leaned closer. "They cleaned my room," she whispered, "and now all the things I love are gone." Behind her, Patricia let out this fake, dramatic sigh. "Oh, sweetheart," she cooed. "You should thank us. We just did a little organizing." "Organizing what?" I asked. My stomach was already in my throat. "Some of those clothes," she said, her smile sharpening, "were not appropriate for someone in this family." There it was, the sentence she'd been waiting years to say out loud. Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Where's my yellow dress?" she asked, voice shaking. Robert flicked his hand like he was shooing a fly. That thing, it made her look poor, he said. Honestly, we were doing her a favor. Emma flinched like he'd hit her. Bella burst out laughing. Finally, she said. Someone threw that trash out. She always looked so cheap. My daughter folded in on herself. Her shoulders curled like she was trying to disappear. Patricia added in the cheeriest voice, "If she wants her old things, she can go look for them where they belong." She pointed toward the back door, but the trash. Bella clapped. "Oh my God, Grandma, yes. She should totally wear trash. It suits her." For a second, it was like the room tilted. My vision narrowed. I heard Emma make this tiny sound, half gasp, half sob, like she didn't even feel allowed to cry properly. That was the moment something in me changed. On the outside, I stayed calm. I put a steady hand on her back. "Come on, I said gently. "Let's go." I didn't look at any of them. Not when Patricia made a show of acting confused. Not when Robert muttered, "She's overreacting." Not when Bella giggled, "Oops." Back in Emma's little room, she broke. She sobbed into my shirt, fists clutching the fabric like I might disappear too. "Maybe they're right," she cried. "Maybe I looked bad. Maybe I don't belong here." That sentence cut deeper than anything her grandparents ever said. I pulled her face up so she had to look at me. "No," I told her. "You looked perfect. And you belong exactly where you are wanted, with me." She sniffled. "Then why do they hate me?" What do you say to an 8-year-old who just watched her family throw her joy in the trash? I took a breath that felt like it scraped my ribs on the way out. "Do you want us to keep living in this house?" I asked. "Or do you want us to leave?" She didn't even hesitate. "Leave." So we did. If this part of the story makes your blood boil, hit like so more people hear it. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done the moment they told your kid her clothes belonged in the garbage? Because I was about to show them exactly who they just tried to throw away. Leaving that house felt like walking out of a haunted museum. Everything inside was polished and expensive, but every memory was cracked. We packed what was left of Emma's things, the pieces they hadn't cleaned out, the toys she loved, the books they called clutter. Adam wasn't home, he was on a business trip. So it was just me and my little girl, dragging suitcases down that long hallway, past the art we weren't allowed to touch, and the furniture we weren't allowed to sit on the wrong way. Patricia met us at the front door, arms crossed, lips pulled into that tight, almost smile. "Where exactly do you think you're going?" she asked. "Out," I said. That was it. She raised a brow. "You don't have money for this kind of drama, darling. Without us, you're, well." Her eyes flicked to our bags. "You're nothing." Robert chuckled from behind her. "You really think you can just walk away from this family?" he said. "You should be grateful we let you in here at all." Bella leaned on the banister, smirking at Emma. "Bye, cheap girl," she said. "Have fun digging in the trash for outfits." I didn't respond. I just opened the door, stepped into the night air, and let it slam behind us. For the first time in a long time, I could breathe. They thought they knew who I was. They thought I had nowhere to go. They thought they held the leash. They had no idea. I didn't take Emma to some dingy motel. I took her to a luxury hotel across town, the kind with marble floors and staff who say your name like it matters. When we walked in, she grabbed my hand tighter. "Mom," she whispered, "are we allowed to be here?" That hurt more than anything Patricia ever said. They'd gotten so deep into her head, she didn't even feel worthy of standing on a nice rug. "Yes," I told her. "We are absolutely allowed to be here. We belong here." We spent the afternoon in fluffy robes eating room service pasta. Emma kept asking, "Is this real?" And I kept saying yes. Even if I knew tomorrow would be messy and complicated, she deserved this one day of feeling safe. Adam showed up that evening, exhausted and confused. He looked around the room, then at Emma, then at me. "What happened?" he asked. So I told him. The cleaning, the garbage, the laughter, the way his parents talked about his daughter's clothes like they were contagious. He went pale. "My parents are difficult," he said. "Difficult?" I laughed once. They humiliated an 8-year-old and threw away everything that made her feel like herself. I'm not defending them, he said quickly. I know how they are. They don't think before I can't live there anymore, I said. Calm, final. He nodded slowly. Okay, if you want to move out, we'll move out. We'll find a place. I just don't want a war. What he didn't get was that the war had already started. We'd just been the ones bleeding quietly. Later, after Emma fell asleep, I opened my laptop. I'd been dodging this moment for a long time. I'm done, I said. With what? He asked. Supporting your parents' company. His head snapped up. What do you mean, supporting? I turned the screen toward him. I mean this. Accounts, transfers, short-term loans. All the times I'd stretched my little business to cover their temporary disasters. His parents' proud, glossy company had been drowning for years. The reason it was still above water? The small business his mother called a cute hobby. You remember those calls from the CEO? I asked. The cash flow issues? Every time you came to me and asked if we could help, I found a way. I cut our spending, I took on extra work, I kept them alive. He stared like the numbers might rearrange themselves. I didn't realize it was that much, he whispered. Of course you didn't, I said, because they never tell you the truth. But this is the truth. Without our money, they don't last 30 days. His phone started buzzing. Family group chat. He tried to ignore it, but it kept going, so he stepped onto the balcony and hit play on a voice message. I watched him through the glass. At first, he was just listening. Then his jaw clenched. His shoulders tightened. His free hand went to his forehead like the words were actually hurting him. When he came back in, he wasn't the same man. He put the phone down like it was contaminated. Let's do it, he said. Do what? I asked. Pull the plug. That message? It was Patricia, Robert, and Megan talking about us, about me, about Emma. They called me a leech, said I married up and should be grateful for access to real money, said Emma was weak like her mother. And then the line that burned the most. She thinks she can leave. She'll come crawling back. She's nothing without us. Nothing. About the woman who'd been keeping their empire breathing. So we sat at that tiny hotel desk and unplugged them. We canceled extensions, ended informal agreements, closed every quiet little tunnel our money used to travel through. We didn't scream. We didn't threaten. We just stopped. A few months later, their lawyer, Mr. Harris, called. He came to our new rental, sat at our kitchen table, and said the words I knew were coming. They're going to lose the company. Debts, unpaid invoices, loans they couldn't cover. Without our money propping them up, everything caved in. Then came their last act. They showed up at our door with a homemade cake and stiff smiles, dragging Bella in front of them. I'm sorry, Bella muttered. Then she added, Mom told me I have to say that. They talked about family, forgiveness, starting over. And then, of course, do you think you'll be able to help the company again? We said no. The sweetness vanished. Patricia's eyes went cold. After everything we've done for you, she hissed. You owe us. Robert snapped, we'll cut you out of the will. Adam actually laughed. Disinherit what? He asked. Your debt? That was the last time they stood in our living room. 6 months later, their empire was gone. The vacation house? Sold. The antiques Patricia bragged about? Auctioned. The court even forced them to repay what they'd borrowed from me.